If you only do what's comfortable, if you only do what you're already good at, that's as good as you're ever going to get. Welcome to the Women Inspired Podcast, where together we explore ways to live our most joyful, aligned, vibrant lives. On this podcast, we draw inspiration from the lessons embedded in other women's stories, and we use them to catalyze our own growth and success. And we explore concepts and techniques from the fields of psychology and design thinking that can help us thrive and make the most of the one and only life we're ever going to have. My name is April Seifert. I'm a psychologist, an entrepreneur, and a self-proclaimed life experience junkie, and I'm your host and friend along this journey. This podcast is supported by Modern Well, a woman-centered co-opportunity workspace in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Friend, it is time to start living vibrantly, by design and with intention. Here we go. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Women Inspired Podcast. My name is April Seifert and I'm your host. And today I have an extremely quick episode for you, but something came up in a conversation that I was having with someone recently, and I wanted to share it here because I really feel like it's something that many of you can benefit from. So let's start with a little bit of a story. When I was younger, I actually used to go skiing quite a bit, which is kind of shocking because if those of you who have listened to me for a little while, you probably know that I'm from North Dakota, which is not a place where it is very well known for skiing, and it's not a place where there's a lot of mountains or anything like that. But we did, in fact, have one skiing hill near where I lived. And I used to go out there a lot. My friends and I would go out, and I was always focused on getting better and wanting to become a better skier. So we'd go out all the time. We'd go out almost every weekend. And I remember one particular day, I was chatting with someone inside when we were taking a break. And I said, gosh, I really want to get better at skiing. I feel like I'm kind of hitting a plateau and I really want to continue improving. And this person asked me a question that was pretty powerful. This person said, oh, okay, cool. How many times did you fall today? And I just got kind of quiet and I said, well, I didn't fall today. And they said, really? If you didn't fall, that means that you're going on runs that you're comfortable with. And if you didn't fall, that means you're only skiing in a way that you're comfortable skiing, or you're staying inside of the zone of what you're already good at. How do you expect that you're going to get any better if you're not pushing outside of that comfort zone? If you're not pushing outside of what you're already good at today, how do you expect to get any better? And that stopped me in my tracks. Because there's an underlying fact there, right? The fact is, if you only do what's comfortable, if you only do what you're already good at, that's as good as you're ever going to get. This anecdote came up during a podcast interview that I did on someone else's podcast recently, and I wanted to share it here because so many times I'll get questions from people who will write in through my website or they'll write in through DMs on social media, and they'll ask about goals that they have, and they'll talk about these big things that they want to accomplish. But what underlies a lot of the action that we take, or in fact the action that we don't take, what underlies that is this fear that we might fail, or this fear that we might mess up or we might not do something perfectly. And if you think back to that story that I told about trying to learn to ski when I was younger, if you're not screwing up, if you're not failing, if you're not falling, that means you're not actually making progress. Isn't that crazy? So literally the only way to get to the goal that you have, the only way to achieve the really big thing that you want to achieve is for you to fall on your face several times. It's inevitable. And this is something that I've sat with quite a bit lately because, Ashley and I, you've heard me talk about it quite a bit on the podcast. I've been running announcements to make sure I'm keeping you guys up to date with what's happening. Ashley and I launched Peak Mind, and we've been pushing out there content and information and, marketing campaigns and things like that have really made me uncomfortable. I've had to figure out some technological things that I didn't know how to do before, and we've made a lot of mistakes. And what I've come to realize is that those mistakes are absolutely inevitable. Being afraid of them, it's just a waste of time because it's gonna happen. Being afraid of it means you're sitting there wondering, oh, maybe I might screw up, maybe I might not. Oh my gosh, do you think I can get through this and do it really well and do it perfectly? No, you can't. You absolutely can't. So I wanted to share this quick anecdote and just this extremely quick little snackable episode today because it's something that came up in a podcast interview recently, and it's something that has been coming up a lot for me personally as I've pushed into this bigger goal with this bigger vision and this bigger work that I've been doing. And I think it will likely resonate with a lot of you. The only way you're going to get to the big goal that you want to get to is if you start working at a capacity that is not comfortable anymore. You're going faster, you're going bigger, you're doing more. You have to be uncomfortable, which means you're going to fall on your face a little bit. But what's interesting about that is that as soon as you start falling on your face, as soon as you start stumbling, it's a really good indication that you're on the right path. All right, quick little snackable episode today. Just wanted to share that with you guys. I'll chat with you on Wednesday with another awesome interview. Before we close out today, I want to say thank you to my producer, Cameron Hill, and to my incredible sponsor, Modern Well. If you want to learn more about how you can reach your goals in a one-of-a-kind work-life community, visit www.modernwell.co. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone else who might benefit from this inspiring message. And if you have a moment, click the link in the episode description to leave me a rating and a review on iTunes. It would mean so much to me. Finally, I want to remind you that it is absolutely possible to live a happy, fulfilling life, even in spite of all of the chaos and demands we all experience. Sign up at aprilseifert.com to gain access to tools that will help you do just that. I have carefully created and curated a set of tools that combine the powerful fields of psychology and design thinking to help you intentionally create a fulfilling, happy life you love. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and until next week, stay inspired.